Hello, my name is Adolfo, and this is Life of Adolfo. I want to cover the Strait of Hormuz. I seen on TikTok that Iran cannot block it, that they don't know what they're getting into, and I really don't know if they could block it. But one thing that I could say is that I spent 20 years in the military, and I crossed that Strait of Hormuz maybe 6, 7, maybe more, but we'll say 6 or 7 times during my career. I'm going to give you my experiences crossing it with the military. That's very important to say, with the military, so you understand on how much precaution the military uses to cross the Strait of Hormuz. The first time I crossed it was in a carrier. We sit in something called general quarters. General quarters is something that the Navy uses. I'm not sure if other branches use. As in, be ready or we're getting trained if something happens to the ship and we go to general quarters. We were in general quarters sitting there until we passed the Strait of Hormuz with our fire or ski mask for if there's a attack in gas or if there's a fire or whatever the case might be, we already have it ready. Gloves and so on. And something that I was surprised is that there was Apaches flying because the Navy doesn't have Apaches. That was the story that they told us. I think I did see an Apache later on because when we're in general quarters, we cannot leave the skin of the ship, or at least us and our group of general quarters. That is the first time crossing the Strait of Hormuz. The second time that not the second time, but the second biggest point of the 3 times or 2 out of the 6 times was that our ship, you can look it up, USS New Orleans and a USS Hartford collided because we were going there during nighttime. And we already have our 50 cals man. When we go through the Strait of Hormuz, we have a man. That tells you how serious the Navy takes going through there. They were under 50 cals. And when I say 50 cals, it's not laying down with a 50 cal. These are mounted 50 cals. That's the second time that I recall. Of course, the rest of the times we go at night or we're in general quarters. This time it was at night as well. The first time I believe it was not at night. It was daytime, but we were in general quarters. The third time or third significant time that I remember of the Strait of Hormuz was after I left that ship or one of our ships. One of the sailors was detained by the Iranians because their boat was near, not a ship, a boat, was near Iranian waters or in Iranian waters, and he was detained. They were detained for, I believe, 15 hours according to the news. But that tells you how severe the Strait of Hormuz is. As a matter of fact, I saw TikTok. There was a oil ship that made a U-turn instead of going in there, according to the TikTok story. But the other 3 stories, or all 3 I could verify, actually happened because I was on board of 2 of them, and the other one because that sailor spread like wildfire because he was part of our crew once. So we always kind of like, I don't want to say we keep intact, but if something happens to someone, other people start talking of the crew, of the previous crew, meaning his old crew. And before everybody says, can they stop it? I don't know. They could prevent certain things happening from going through that Strait of Hormuz or put fear. I don't know. But I do know that the Navy takes it serious. They use a lot of precaution while they're going through there. That I believe that if Iran, because I heard that they said that they're going to block or stop ships from going through the Strait of Hormuz, you have to take it into consideration. How severe is it? I don't know. I don't know a lot about oil. I know there's a lot of oil. I know it's 1/3 but I don't know how severe it will impact the countries. I'm not an expertise on those things. I can only what people say. But anyways, that's all I got. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. This is for understanding of the Strait of Hormuz by someone that crossed the Strait of Hormuz on a naval ship. Thank you, and thank you for watching.